It's on. I think it's on. Oh, that's what those numbers mean?
Can't stand you.
Because it's going up. 16, 17, 18. Yeah. It's funny. I have a lot of rants. So I decided to record some of these rants. I don't know. Maybe post them.
Oh my gosh, why is it so
Get some comments. So um, I guess you are seeing some for the first time, some not. The fat misogynist. That's me. I was given that name by a disgruntled young lady because of some comments I had made. Actually, funny thing was they were all true. So that showed me um, that people don't necessarily appreciate the truth. Um, specifically, uh, women don't appreciate the truth. At times, I'm not gonna say. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when a woman say, "Do I look fat in these pants?" They don't want to hear the truth. They want you to say no. Me, I would go. Maybe you should go a size up. But that's neither here nor there. Um, what I was discussing with uh, some friends was the concept of toxic masculinity. Well, more so the concept that's Fortnite playing in the back, Fortnite, but more so the concept of toxic femininity. And so a lot of people will say toxic femininity. What is that? Um, because this is a term that I've adopted myself, I would have to be the one to define it. Toxic femininity, I feel, is a direct, pointed attack on men.
Dang it, you took my kill. Huh?
Huh? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it's all right. You're having fun doing this thing, you know. So, let's go a little deeper. When we talk about the attack on men, masculinity in itself, we are uh, geared now or to not display our innate instinctual feelings, actions, what have you. And so some people might say, well, wait a minute, what you mean males innate instinctual actions? I'm not talking about the guys that say that, well, hey, it's a nature for men to have more than one woman. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that. I'm a married man. Um, but certain gender roles that we play, that we have as men. And the crazy thing is that women want us to have certain roles, but they want to pick which role we have. It's I mean, we can take it, we could, you know, run, just, we could go across the board with it. I mean, women want you to be a protector, but yet in your house, you're not supposed to have a say in anything. They want you to be a provider, but then again, you don't get to have a say in anything. It's and I mean, we blame a lot of stuff on the media. We blame a lot of stuff on the change of times. And yes, of course, we all have to um, realize, we all have to admit that it had been unbalanced for a long time. Unbalanced to the, the to the male point of view, to the male side. That's why certain things that went on for so long we felt were okay. Um, the sexual harassment that women uh, encountered in the workplace, the uh, the the disparity in women pay, um, positions held, and companies, what have you, where women just couldn't have certain positions. That's one thing. So we had to balance that out because you know we um, there are many jobs, most jobs, if you will, that women can do just as good, if not better, than men. Babe, sorry, you want some Brussels sprouts? Brussels sprouts sounds delicious. Gotta eat your Brussels sprouts. I don't know what are they good for. Iron? I never really looked them up. I don't know. But look, nothing else. They good. The way she make them, they're delicious. Coconut oil, frying pan, serum or whatever you call them, serum or saute, babe. What would you say? Saute. Saute both sides. Just a nice little firmness. They not tough, but firm. It's a difference. Nice firmness, nice seasoning, good eating. So the thing is, I'm not saying that there hasn't been wrongdoing, in a lot of cases, criminal, and how women, particularly, have been treated in our society. That's not so. I'm not even going to argue that point. But the point that I'm making, or the point I'm trying to bring across, is that we can't just go from unbalanced one side to unbalanced the other way, and that's what's happening. I feel. You look at the movies, you look at certain vision, the views that's being put out there in movies, television, what have you. They have a lot of women whipping people's ass in movies, whipping dudes' asses and stuff. Um, I kind of feel that that's a little far fetched. I mean, you do have some extremely well trained and exceptional female combatants, soldiers, warriors, if you will, that may be able to beat a dude's ass every now and again. But now they got people in these movies, women in these movies, just whipping wholesale ass, hand to hand combat, busting dudes up. Um, you've seen it. It's just it's falling to the point of being uh, unrealistic. I mean, we want to call it empowering, but you you have a point where you can empower, but then you take it too far. If it goes too far, now you're being delusional. Now we're talking about women possibly with like a weapon, guns, knives, swords, or something like that, being able to catch a dude, do our thing, you know, in a movie, of course, I'm talking about. Then yeah, it can happen. Um, Real life, let's say, a woman get attacked by a guy. It happens. Unfortunately, women being attacked and assaulted, whether domestic violence, sexual assault, what have you, it happens every day, unfortunately. And can a woman be trained to fight a guy off? Yes, yes. Uh, that's not a question. No, I know women who've been able to fight men off, but this was to stop a particular attack, to make herself get away, um, let her allow herself to get away rather, and um, so that the assault or whatever stops. and the man maybe gets caught or whatever the case may be. I don't know what that happened, whatever happened, but able to fight away, fight a attacker off. Yeah, that can happen every day. It happens every day, but not the wholesale ass whipping that you see in some of these movies. They'll try to blame men for these women. I mean, I'm sorry for these movies not being um, successful in the theaters, but you can't just blame, one thing. Sometimes you look at it and it looks unrealistic. Like, well, you know, how she whipping all this wholesale ass. And then another thing is just, maybe it's just not a good movie. I know they made that point about Charlie's Angels. Um, None of those women had I heard of that they put in Charlie's Angels. The previous Charlie's Angels with Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz. I enjoyed those movies. Really good. The show Charlie's Angels I used to watch. The show I grew up watching. So it's not a point about women being in positions or in a powerful position. Nobody, I don't think the, 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 the majority of men are, are intimidated uh, by that. No reason to be, you know. But that trickles down or actually permeates into our everyday life now. We are expected as men to, I don't know if you want to say back down, but to water ourselves down so we can no longer be the, you know, I don't know if you want to be, boisterous, or we can no longer be that male figure. We all act the same now, you know. Um, Men wearing women clothes, women wearing men clothes. It has to be a delineation. It has to be a line in the sand. I, I have a 13-year-old stepson over here. There's certain things that I feel like I have to be able to tell him is not proper for a young man to do. Um, well, the way he carries himself, the way he dresses, the way he talks, I have to be able to say, look, that's not, you know, that's not, you know, manly. That's not how a man conducts himself. That's not how a man carries himself. I feel that's one of the reasons why we're having the problems in society that we have now because there's no delineation. Um, I mean, people would say, "Oh, well, there's a lot of single mothers." I was raised by a single mother, um, and I say today, and I'll say it for the rest of my life, that I had a lot of strong women in my family. My family was full of strong women. And I feel like they did a decent job in raising me, getting me to the point I am now. So with that being said, we still have a lot of single moms. You know, in some regards, we can look at it as that is in epidemic proportions. But what's the difference? What's the difference between the moms now and the moms? I'm 47, so the moms from 40 plus years ago. Were the moms then better? Were the moms then I mean, I guess we could look at it where the priorities are different. You know, my mother's priority was me. You know, raising me to be a good, strong, you know, black man in this society. So her priority was me. So can we say that all parents, particularly mothers, priorities are their children? I can't say. You know what I'm saying? You ask them, of course, they're going to say yes. Their child is their number one priority. That's why they work. That's why they do this. That's why they do that. To keep a roof over their head, to feed them, blah, 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 blah. Especially with single parents, you know, keep a roof over their head, feed them, blah, 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 blah. That's their priority. But it goes deeper than just food and shelter. And it again brings into the issue of, can a woman raise a man? I would say that it would help to get a duality. It would help to get both sides of the coin, because it is still just one coin, but it is two sides to it. So it would be great to have gotten both sides of the coin. I wish when I was growing up I had more influence from my dad, even though I do know who my dad is, and did have some, you know, spent some time with my dad, and you know, pretty decent time. Actually, times we did spend together, but it wasn't necessarily. But it wasn't. You know, as I got older, I see that it could have been more that I could have, you know, gathered from that. But I'm not. That doesn't discount what my mom did in raising me primarily. So, woman raising a man, uh, you know, up to, you know, from the '70s up to where we are now, 2020. Oh my God, isn't that crazy? 2020. Goodness, 2020. Can you believe that? 2020. I'm in alive almost 5 decades.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I ain't think I would make it. This is our
doctor. You need to be talking about men need to make sure they go to the doctor.
Well, I can't talk about that because I'm not a proponent of it. I do need to go get checked out yet. Haven't got the finger in the butt thing yet. But my wife keep wanting to stick her finger in my butt. So that's another thing. That's another subject. That's another show. Back to
I'm not convinced. When you gonna fight?
See, hear that? That's the toxic femininity I'm talking about.
No, you ain't going there.
Yeah, I hope you're picking that up. You would have never heard June Cleaver yell in the ward that she was going to knock him out. That's right. We need to take it back to Leave It to Beaver. Let's really move forward then. What I say, because I'm ranting, so I'm rambling. This is a rambling rant.
Y'all don't listen to him.
So when I say that it's toxic femininity, this is now we're going overboard to the other way, because it's like, yo, what happened to the balance? We got to look for balance. That's what we should have wanted. That's what we search for. We search for balance in everything we do. You know, you're a bodybuilder, weightlifter, what have you, and those who have done it, people see, we see people that work out every day. It's getting a little different now because of the trends now, CrossFit, what have you. So they do more of a complete body workout. But back when I was growing up, you could tell dudes that used to work out, but they used to only do upper body. So they would have these big backs, chest, arms, you know what I'm saying, small, slim waist. But then they had these little teeny legs, no balance. They never did leg work. No squats, whatever the case may be, deadlifts, whatever. They never did it. Uh, and so that was always like you had an unbalanced physique. That's like having we look at the unbalance of a lot of things, and not in nature, because that's the thing. Nature is balanced, but uh, we tend to make things unbalanced. When I say we, I'm talking about humankind. So now, when we have this situation where we were, and this was something that I questioned when I first heard it. When we had this this spate of this time of toxic masculinity, where we weren't just masculine, where we were chivalrous and we were respectful and so on and so forth. They added toxic to it, meaning that what? What does toxic mean? So I guess it was poisoning. It was detrimental. It was hurtful, um, unhealthy. Is that possible though? I guess it is, in the sense where, as though, if you're using your quote unquote manliness as a weapon. So let's call it weaponized masculinity, because you're using your position. Um, you're using your position as a man in the society, in a patriarchal society, to are you trying to oppress, or you possibly, or you trying to uh, use your position to not necessarily gain favor, but take advantage. That's a good one. Take advantage of someone else. I guess brings you to the mind of like a Harvey Weinstein, I guess you would say. Because he was obviously, from what they're saying, using the position to get sex from women. So that's, yeah. I mean, we could look at that's bad. That's not good. That's toxic. I guess you would say. Um, but that's one particular person. I mean, you had a certain, you had a certain trend. You had a certain, um, I don't know if you want to call it a trend. You had a certain way of life. I guess what it was in the workplace where things were accepted that probably shouldn't have been. But so as time is going on, it's going to, things are going to evolve where people are going to be more respectful. They're going to respect, women's opinions more, which they should, because everyone has a valid opinion. The same thing when you have people of color in your workplace, because at a time, and I mean, still racism is prevalent, still in the country, sexism is prevalent, classism is prevalent, still exists. Um, but when you yell out toxic masculinity, and then all of a sudden now you want to not, now you want men to be less, you know, less masculine. Hmm, I don't know. What you think, babe? Less masculine, more masculine? No. But, right. See that? She said everybody play their role. So who defines what a man's role is? Because I've heard
It's an unspoken thing. You just know what you're supposed to do.
but that's not true anymore. It's not true anymore.
There was a time when everybody just knew what you were supposed to do.
And this is a woman giving an opinion. It was a time, so she knows that.
It was like you didn't have to say it. It was unspoken.
It was unspoken. But now,
your position to play.
Okay, case in point. I drive Lyft, so I picked up a guy, younger dude, white guy. I don't know if that matters or not, but you'll find that I'm always going to put things in, you know, definitely in racial. Just I will say, what race a person is, because that makes a big difference on people's mindsets. I think differently than at 47. I think differently, I'm sure, than most 47-year-old white guys, just because of life experience is different. That's just how it is. I think different from a 47-year-old Asian dude because of different life experience. So, you know, so this was a younger dude, younger white cat, just got done with a date. And the short of it is, he didn't know what more to do, in the sense where, as though they had uh, they had been together. It was supposed to be like a little dinner, meet and greet type of thing. But that because they were having so much fun, it was extended a couple of hours. So I think it was around like 12:30, 1 o'clock that I picked him up. Um, and so I asked him, I said, so, you out on a date, what have you? How was the date? He really didn't know how to answer. He said, I think it was fun. I think it was good. He didn't say I think it was fun. He said he think it was good. I said, don't you know? And he was like, well, yeah, because that's when he explained that it was supposed to be like a 2 hour thing, but it kind of, went a little further than the time, and that they had a good time, a lot of, talking, walking, and getting to know each other and stuff. And he felt that she wanted to either come back to his place or him go to her place. but because of what is now the you know what is now what is now the environment, I guess you could say, that we're in. He didn't know how to express that to her without seeming like he was either trying to pressure her or that it was like he had some expectations of something that, you know, something more or something physical. And then, he didn't want to be like, hey, come back to my crib, come back to my, so we can, continue talking, doing whatever, drink some coffee, whatever, tea, eat some pie, who knows. But he just didn't know how to proceed because he didn't know how it was going to be taken by her. And I felt bad for him because at least we had the time where we at a certain point I could say, look, and I wouldn't say it like that, look, but I could be with someone, we out on a date, we having a good time, it's getting late, and I could say, hey, you want to come back to my house, or you know, maybe ask, can I come to you want to drink some tea, keep talking or something like that, get some dessert or something, take it to your house. I mean, that could mean several things. I mean, I know now people say, I guess when you say Netflix and chill or whatever, maybe Hulu. Is it a Hulu and do you, baby? No, it's like a. I know Netflix and chill, but is it like a Hulu and do you?
I don't know.
Should we start that one? That's new.
We can't stop that because we married. But
no, I'm saying, but can we coin that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm coining right now Hulu and do you. If I hear anybody, Hulu to do you, you think Hulu to do you? Hulu to do you? I'm gonna need somebody to come back. I'm gonna need somebody to give me some feedback on that.
Make sure they do your subscribe and leave comments.
Hulu to do you? Was that work? A few drinks, I guess that might work.
Sometimes some people just go to get done. They don't care about you.
Right.
Sometimes the girls just want to get done.
See, exactly. So again, with this dude, that probably was the case right there. These were young people, and I'm gonna tell you, nature don't change when you young. It's late. Male or female. I think people want to get it in. You know, and that crosses all race and ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? It's human. So with that being said, you know, my beautiful wife to the side, she said something, human nature. So I feel like men are being asked um to go against their human nature because we don't know, these guys don't know what to do now. You know what I'm saying? These young dudes don't know what to do. I feel sorry. 13-year-old son. I feel sorry for him when he really starts dating and he go to college or whatever the case may be after college. He's not going to know whatever. He's he's going to have a non-disclosure agreement and consent forms on his phone so that he can send to someone so that, come on, let's keep it real. Especially if his first time, maybe his first 2, 3 times, well, let's say 10. Let's say his first dozen times, he ain't that good. You got people that think they can sue or claim, yeah, I was sexually harassed, I was coerced or what have you, because it wasn't that good.
When was that? That was last year.
Yeah, and this is was it? Yeah, it was like, yeah, either last year or the year before last. And so we're talking about this. What's the dude's name? Aziz Ansari, right? The comedian. Yeah, gonna ruin this dude's career because what did he do right? Okay, we don't know. We don't know. That's what part of getting to know you is. Maybe you needed to slow it down. Maybe you need to tell him you have requirements. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, we don't know. He's right here. I'm not gonna go too deep this time, but you never know. But let me know if you need two in the pink and one in the stink. I mean, let me know. Let me know. I'm saying, man. You know, you gotta talk. That's what we do. We talk. Man, this great thing. My head looks, man, my head looks so big. My head this big.
Yes, you got a big head.
Oh, jeez. But
back. Your mom and your auntie be teasing you.
Yeah, they do. But I guess the point though that I'm getting at, and this is not gonna be the only time I talk about this because it's very close to dear to me. Because I truly feel like society is it's going to be a change. It had to change. I mean, certain things had to change. A lot of things had to change, but we can't go from one extreme to the other. Um, and that's where I think we've gone. So now we have people who don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to conduct themselves. So you get to the point where you have some people that just say, fuck it. They're not going to deal with, they don't want to deal with people, men not wanting to deal with women. And so the thing is like, we want equality, but we're risking so much more about going so far the other way. I'm sure the marriage numbers got to be down. Um, so is that going to affect childbirth? Or are we going to have more single parents raising these kids? Is that good? You know? So now that's what, because I mean, every day they think of a new term for those different stuff. Now it's co-parenting. Meaning how do you co-parent? I guess what? I'm over here, you over there, but we both trying to teach this one little person something. That's not the best. That's not the best scenario in raising a child. The best scenario is both parents being in the house so they can learn how a man and woman is supposed to get along. That's fine. Oh, we don't need them, baby. No Brussels sprouts tonight. That's okay. Have them tomorrow. But remember, seared, sauteed coconut oil, seasoning the taste. Delicious. Do the same thing with your asparagus, broccoli, and cauliflower. Cabbage is a little different. Cabbage is a little different. But anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for right now. But gotta go out and say, look, it's we we have to. We can't replace toxic masculinity with toxic femininity. And this is something I want you to ponder. The people who come forward and say that this person, and I'm not talking about like the blatant, just, the really, but what about the people, the women who are cool with sleeping with a director or a producer to get ahead in their career? These are the people I want to come forward. I want those women to come forward. I want to know how their lives are. Do they feel? Do they feel? Do they feel? Um, like, do they feel bad in their? Do their soul? Do they feel rotten in their soul because of they use their body to get ahead? You know, I mean, shoot, that used to be the thing. That used to be the saying. Use what you got to get what you want. I mean, that's what do you do? I want to hear from them. That's been the fat side.